So I just saw James Gray's new movie, Armageddon Time. And I had a really interesting experience I just want to tell you about before I get into my thoughts. Just when the movie finished. Because the theater was pretty quiet, which I wasn't surprised by. I wish it was more full, because this movie, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. But there was like 5 other people in the theater. There was 2 groups in front of me who were sitting down the row from each other. They didn't know each other. But after the movie, one of the people from one group went up and talked to the other group. He's like, so what was that all about? He didn't seem like he picked up the whole movie. He didn't get the message or what it was trying to say. And they responded that they were, I think, around it sounded like they said they were in their 60s or something. And they said, that was our childhood. And I just thought about that. I'm like, holy crap, because I don't know what it was like growing up in the 70s, 80s. And that made me think. And they kept going. And the guy asked them again, he's like, oh, so does it make you like nostalgic for that? Does it make you want to go back? Do you miss that time? And they're like, not for a second. And that's what I really think the movie was going for. Like, whereas some movies like Almost Famous or Dazed and Confused or something, it just kind of felt like a mix of a Cameron Crowe and Richard Linklater film, which was interesting, but it's not as nostalgic as those. This one's kind of looking back on the time period and kind of showing how it maybe wasn't that great in some ways. There was some huge inequalities that people just didn't notice, and the movie really touches on that. And it just looks at this pursuit that all these generations have of finding that American dream, and what does that mean to them. And it really just showed how that almost creates just more difficulties in life. And I thought it was really good. It was a more solemn look at a coming of age story in the 80s. And it dealt with stuff like racism and kind of like politics at the time, general society thoughts and culture trends at the time. And I thought it was really well written and done. It's a pretty simple story. It's got I love the complex characters in it. But the plot meanders a little bit. There's not, like, the plot's pretty slow. It feels like one of those films which you just kind of watching and just following along with these characters. And I was okay with that, because the characters are really complex. They all have interesting thoughts and opinions to share. And I love the way they connect with each other, especially the conversations that, I forget the main character's name, but that the boy he has with his grandfather, played by the wonderful Anthony Hopkins. I loved that. And there was some conversation scenes that just really hit me and impacted me. I just really liked the way they were written and performed, and they spoke to me. So I thought it was really well done. Fantastic cast with awesome performances. Anne Hathaway, Jeremy Strong, of course Anthony Hopkins. I don't know who played the lead, the kid, but he was so good. He was actually really, really good. I thought it was great. It touched on many different themes, many different things, showed off the 80s in maybe not so much of a nostalgic light. Shows how in some ways we're better off now, in some ways we really haven't changed anything and we're just living in the same world. I really liked looking at this world through more of a serious lens, even though the kid, he's looking at it with a more idealistic perspective, like seeing his family is rich when maybe they actually have financial problems, or not really getting the idea of racism and why people at the time why white people didn't want to be associating with black people, and he didn't understand that. And I just thought that was really pure, with him being confused on why his friend, this black kid, is being treated differently than he is. And I thought that was a really great I really liked those scenes that the movie touched on that, because it showed it said so much just by showing that, and I thought that was really good. So this movie isn't revolutionary. I don't know if it's going to be awards worthy. It's a pretty standard drama, but I liked it. I was a little lukewarm halfway through, but as it went, I'm like, I think this is good. I think this is pretty good, and I got to think on it a bit more, and that's why I'm kind of rambling. But I liked it. I was a little like James Gray. I've only seen Ad Astra, and I was lukewarm on that. And I'm a little bit in the middle on this, but overall I think I liked it, and it was pretty well done. There's a lot of positives to be had here, and I would definitely recommend seeing it. It deserves an audience, if not just for the awesome characters who are played by some amazing actors. Like, it's really well done. So I would recommend it. Armageddon Time. It's a really, really thoughtful piece of filmmaking. So yeah, thanks for watching.